gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, please help me welcome on stage Dr. Tina.
So I'm going to take in a second because this view up from here is indescribable, guys. So I'm so blessed to be here, and I'd like to thank Karan, Rajiv, and the entire team of Quantum Leap. So good afternoon to everybody. I'm Dr. Tina Ramachandar. I'm a dermatologist by profession, but I'm a mother and entrepreneur by choice. So I am the founder of Dr. Tina Skin Solutionz, and we are in Bangalore, and we've been in business for almost 14 years. So the last Proficorn, I had set out an intention to be on this stage for the next Business Success Awards. So the universe has listened, and with a little nudge from my coach Arushi, I find myself here today, and I can't tell you how thrilled and excited I am to be able to share my story of transformation with all of you, and this I've had with Quantum Leap. So I'm the first doctor in my family, but I'm not the first entrepreneur. The first entrepreneur is my mother. So I have grown up around a very strong and capable mother, but I have always seen her firefighting and stressed out. So I thought, okay, working women, it's very normal to be always hustling, busy, or worried most of the time. So 14 years back, when I started my clinic, I walked in as a doctor. I was armed with all my medical degrees and fellowships. So I thought I had it all set. So I was very confident with my skills as a dermatologist, but I had no clue how to run a business like a clinic. Let alone running a clinic, I didn't know that you need a business acumen to run a clinic, right? So every day was a new learning, and I loved what I did, but then managing it was a crisis management for me. So it went along and every day was good until I had my daughter in 2013. So now all of you in this group, men and women included, would agree with me. Parenting is like walking into a boxing ring, right? You're blindfolded, and you never know when you're getting bashed. So raise your hands who has felt that parent guilt. So it's a trap, guys. Don't fall for it. So there are no rules. There's nothing which sets you up for parenting, right? So I would always wonder, how is it that people are having such great routines? They have a perfect work-life balance. Their houses are so clean. The children are well-behaved. The cooking is so good. Spousal relationships are so good. But I was a perfect mess. And I was trying to be this perfect doctor, perfect mother, and a perfect wife. So I was juggling too many things, and I was losing the plot. So in spite of trying so hard, I was not able to do a good enough role in anything that I played. So there was guilt in my mind. So this working mother's guilt, guys, is a very real thing. It's a 48/7 job. Your work is done, but your mind is always active, right? What do I do tomorrow? What do I did yesterday? It just goes on and on and on. And I did buckle up, and I took a step back from my career. I was very happy I had time with my daughter, but in my heart, I knew that something was missing. I could not be an accomplished doctor and be a good, happy, present mother. So COVID struck at that time. The pandemic was a very terrifying time for all of us. So as a doctor, I would be having a fear that when I'm working, I come back home and I transfer the disease to my loved ones. So at one hand, you have a national crisis looming in the country, and if you don't work as a doctor, it's a guilt. At the same time, if you come back home and you have transferred the disease and something happens to them, it's a guilt you cannot forgive yourself for, right? Now, guilt was my best friend. So she was somebody who's not going to leave me alone, and I was seeking a change. And the change came when I saw Rajiv's ad. Rajiv's ad was of the Business Breakthrough Seminar. So now we doctors, first of all, are we entrepreneurs? Is this a business? Can I balance an authentic, unbiased care for my patient with superlative business acumen? I didn't think so. So I was wondering and thinking about all this. And as doctors, we don't come in with any management or finance skills, right? In fact, I hate maths. I took biology because I hate maths. And now you're telling me that I have to run an organization with all these skills, right? I knew I don't have the skills. I have enrolled myself and I was stunned. Stunned because Raji was talking about me. He's exactly telling me I was hooked. It was a no-brainer buy. By his hook, are you firefighting in your business? Oh, yes, I was. So I enrolled myself. I went through the whole PACE, MBA, inner circle. So as I went along, I had certain issues. So initially, I found certain mistrust, lack of communication, culture issues in my team. There were staff embezzling money off the clinic. So I felt a sense of betrayal and anger. Because here I was spending all the money, time, effort in trying to improve everything. And I had this bunch of people who were not getting at ground level. I felt I was inadequate to be able to implement all that I was learning. So was this really worth it for me? Is this something that I should be even doing? Was a thought. So as business owners, we are lonely in our head, right? We have this space where constantly overthinking and we always presume the worst before it has happened. So there is a certain expectation of perfection. So I attribute this expectation of perfection to the 90s generation. So now growing up, we all had an expectation of perfection. We thought families like Hum Aapke Hai Kaun existed. Renuka Sahani was this perfect bahu. And life was a Suraj Barjatiya production or a Aditya Chopra production, right? So raise your hands if you thought the character Raj from DDLJ can exist in real life, right? You either wanted to be a Raj or you wanted Raj in your life. But these are all perfections, an idea of perfections. And I had to let go of this because it was not reality. In trying to be perfect, I was getting into a guilt mode, and it's a vicious cycle, and guilty people are not happy people. So going forward, Rajiv's quote that perfection is a myth, progress is the key has been my mantra. So now, post 1 year of Inner Circle, I'm so gratified in sharing with you that I have let go of perfection, unlearned my bottlenecks, and fired myself from the roles that I'm not good at. So the biggest impact for me has been the change of my mindset. So a wise man once said that you can change your clothes, your mobile, you can change your house, but if you don't change your mindset, you're going to recreate the same experiences again and again. So I went from being a person who's very stuck up, who wants to be in the same revolving, rotating mindset, not able to take a step forward. I sat on decisions, to today being somebody who's okay to have a problem. I'm willing to step forward. If it's something which is risk-taking, I'm okay. It's shabby, but it's version 1. So my family relationships improved. So I was a people pleaser, right? I made sure everybody else is happy, and I can't say no to people. So then I realized that I'm blessed with great family. I have a great equation with my husband, my mother, my parents, my in-laws. But then it was an assumption that I made about their expectations, and I had to let go of that expectation from my mind so that I can express myself authentically. So Tina is a complete different person before MBA and after MBA, and the business changed because I changed. So I recognize the power of a powerful team, a good resourceful team. So we were able to equip our team with role clarity and understanding of client conversations. We implemented a sales interaction map. Now we are a service industry. The scripts are very important and crucial for us. This was a game changer. So we also upskilled our staff. We helped them with grooming classes, soft skill classes, personal finances, etc. And we taught them how to perform and created a work-life balance. So doing this, I was able to gain the trust back in my team, which was not there for me before. So when they recognized that we want their quality of life, career-wise, family-wise, they were able to perform better. And this also led to a lot of wonderful changes in small little transformations in my staff. So I had a staff nurse who went from being a very quiet girl who was hesitant to talk in English. Today she is somebody with the brightest smile. She walks around departments. She's a multitasker, problem solver, and a cross-seller. Cross-seller in a clinic, you would ask, how? Because she educates patients on what is possible. What are the products, what are the procedures available? So it's a thrill and a joy for me that I'm a part of this transformation. Thank you. The patients recognize the changes that we have brought about in our organization. They come back and say that there is something changed in your energy and we like it. So I recognized time is not money. Initially, I would be hesitant to take time off from my clinic, but now I know a good performing team is somebody who can break down those barriers of time. In fact, when we took leaves, we have outperformed. So I was in Goa the other day, and my clinic is still running. So this is like the ultimate of what I can achieve with regards to delegation. Thank you. We hired a dermatologist to run in our clinic, and now we have a good problem that we have no space. We need to expand. So I welcome these kind of good problems. So our revenue has grown leaps and bounds. So 197% during 22-23, and 23-24, we are projected to grow at 250%, and 164% of it is already achieved. I'm really excited to know how this is moving forward for us. So when there was a crisis, in my mind, I was in a lonely space. But today, I have a HR for the people problem. I have a finance team for the money problem. I have the marketing team who gets me the generation of leads. And I have my manager and my team who creates the right conversations with my patients. So thank you. So it's no longer a lonely space in my head, it's a Christmas party. So we're all growing together, having the right conversations, and I feel so supported and guided that I have the right team around me. So marketing was something which I couldn't wrap my head around. So the price I thought was too expensive to be setting aside. But now I know that it is very important to keep aside that money because budgeting it and the amount of changes marketing can bring about, we cannot describe it, right? So we created blogs, YouTube channels, Instagram accounts. We have people who watch these YouTube channels from different cities come back saying, I'd like to do this procedure on me. Would you please explain this to me? So this is something which also was a wonderful part of the marketing. And I would see doctors who would be dancing and pointing out on reels, right? So I could not relate to that. Kudos to the courage that doctors have to do it. But now I know that I can be my authentic self and talk how I want and still have the reach. So creating reels is no more attention for me because I've got out of the perfection, right? So Dr. Tina's Skin Solutionz is scaling up this year. We have an e-commerce platform presence, our own products, Dr. Tina's Skin Integrity. Skin Integrity stands for an honest, courageous approach to your skin health. And also a teleconsultation portal. Now this is to cater to international patients who don't have access to healthcare and medicines. So as an organization, we believe in giving back to the community, and to create a social impact, this year we volunteer towards the skin health in people who do not have access to it. So the lessons that I have learned, the life lessons rather, are many. But to name a few, 99% of life, what's happening, the harm is in your head, whereas only 1% is reality. So don't overthink your life. Stop being the drama queen of your life. Just be real. So systems work, people don't. So this is something which was a wonderful mantra again from Karan, and it's my life lesson. 30% implementation of this whole process has given me such great professional and personal changes. This science of business that Quantum Leap has created really works, guys. And this has been by far the best investment that I have ever done on myself. During the pandemic, I broke into my savings. listened to my heart's wisdom, and I invested in this course. And the return on investment is something which I'm going to reap all my life. And this is in abundance. And there's so many crucial people in my journey which I'd like to thank. The first being the loving support of my family, Sandeep, my husband, and the family members. And of course, my coaches, Arushi, Karthik, Roli, Aditi, and Arun. And my mentors, Karan, Rajiv, and the Quantum Leap team. You guys have given me wings. Okay, I cannot describe what you guys have done to me. Thank you so much. So, my 10-year-old the other day said, Amma, I also want to be an entrepreneur. So, she created a lemonade stall and she had a marketing pamphlet created by herself in Canva. She told me to take the color print. She distributed it. She spoke certain very important things to me about prices, product, profit. So it was a very heartwarming time for me because I see my child who probably has been inspired by me in some way, but in my heart I know that I've done something right. So this is all the validation and approval that I'll ever need in my life. So thank you for your patient listening, and this is me signing off. Thank you so much.